Welcome all, my dear friends. Today we will focus on some international treaties that are related to IPR or intellectual property rights. Okay, let us proceed. The most significant international treaties are TRIPS, PCT, Paris Convention, Hague Agreement, Lisbon Agreement, WIPO Copyright Treaty, WIPO Performances and Phonogram Treaty, Bonn Convention, Madrid Convention, GATT or GATT. So let us proceed to the details of this particular international treaties. Fine. So first of all, we will go with TRIPS. The full form is Trade Related Aspects of Intellectual Property Rights. Okay friends. Trade Related Aspects of Intellectual Property Rights. Now, TRIPS is an international legal agreement between all the member nations of the WTO, that is World Trade Organization, and it was enforced in 1st January 1995. The location is Marrakech, Morocco. TRIPS was negotiated at the end of the Uruguay round of GATT, right? And it is administered by the WTO, that means World Trade Organization. Fine, let us proceed. Now, the treaty is PCT, that is Patent Cooperation Treaty. It is an international patent system signed or concluded in 1970. Okay, that means PCT was signed or concluded in 1970. You can just correlate this year to the Patent Act of India or the Patents Act 1970 as well, just for remembrance. Fine. PCT was enforced in 24th January 1978. PCT assists applicants in seeking patent protection internationally for their inventions. It helps patent offices with their patent granting decisions. PCT facilitates public access to a wealth of technical information relating to those inventions. With the help of this, that means with the help of PCT, the applicants can simultaneously seek protection for an invention in a large number of countries. So this is the benefit. The location is Washington, US. Fine, let us proceed. Paris Convention. First intellectual property treaty. We can say that Paris Convention is the first intellectual property treaty. Actually, at that time it was known as industrial property. That means intellectual property was then called industrial property. Fine. And it was adopted in 20th March 1883. Fine. The substantive provisions of the convention falls into three main categories. First one is national treatment, second one is right of priority, and the third one is common rules. Paris Convention was revised at Brussels, Belgium in the year 1900, at Washington, USA in 1911, and at Hague, Netherlands in 1925. Also at London, it is London in 1934, and at Lisbon in 1958, and also at Stockholm 1967, and finally it was amended in 1979. It is administered by the WIPO, that means it is administered by the WIPO, Geneva, Switzerland, because we know friends the headquarter for WIPO is present at Geneva, Switzerland. Fine. Okay. Now it's the turn for Hague Agreement. It governs the international registration of industrial designs. So just friends try to correlate. Hague Agreement is linked to industrial designs. It allows industrial designs to be protected in multiple countries or regions with minimal formalities. It was first adopted in the year 1925. It allows applicants to register an industrial design by filing a single application with the International Bureau of WIPO or IB of WIPO. This also simplifies the management of an industrial design registration, as it is possible to record subsequent changes and to renew the international registration through a single procedural step. Fine. Up to 100 designs may be included in a single application. Okay, in a single application, 100 designs can be included, provided, that means the condition is that they all belong to the same class of international classification for industrial designs. And we know, friends, the classification for industrial designs is known as Locarno classification. Fine. Okay. Now, it's the turn for Lisbon Agreement. Okay. It is about the protection of appellations of origin, or in short it is known as AO, and their international registration. Lisbon Agreement was signed in 31st October 1958. It was effective in 1966 at Lisbon, 1973 at Stockholm, and 2020 at Geneva. The Geneva Act is modernized to Lisbon, or we can say the Geneva Act modernizes Lisbon Agreement. Fine. Just for reference, AOs are a special kind of GI, that is geographical indications for products that have a particularly strong link with their place of origin. As we know, friends, GI is strongly linked with the place of origin, an original place and with its communities. Similarly, AO, that means appellations of origin, is also a special kind of GI for products that have a particularly strong link with their place of origin. Fine. Examples for AO are Bordeaux wine and their international registration. Fine. Now comes WCT, that means WIPO Copyright Treaty. It is a special agreement under the Bonn Convention. It deals with the protection of works and the rights of their authors in the digital environment. Okay. It was signed on 20th December 1996. The treaty deals with two subject matters to be protected by copyright. First one is computer programs and second one is compilations of data or other material. Fine. Okay. After WCT comes WPPT, that is WIPO Performances and Phonograms Treaty. It deals with the rights of two kinds of beneficiaries, specifically in the digital environment and in the same instrument. Number one is performers, for example, actors, singers, musicians, etc. And number two is producers of phonograms, such as persons or legal entities that take the initiative and have the responsibility for the fixation of sounds. Fine. This treaty grants performers economic rights in their performances fixed in phonograms. Okay, we can say point number one is the right of, that means the type of kind of rights are number one is the right of reproduction, number two the right of distribution, number three the right of rental, and number four the right of making available. Fine. And now this is actually continued, that means WPPT is continued here as well. For live performances, the treaty grants performers, point number one, what rights it is giving. Right number one is the right of broadcasting, number two is the right of communication to the public, and number three is the right of fixation. Fine. Okay. The term of protection must be at least 50 years. 50 years here. This treaty entered into force in 2002. This is open to states members of WIPO and to the European community as well. Fine. Next one is Bonn Convention. It is for the protection of literary and artistic works. It was adopted in 1886. It follows three basic principles, such as principle number one is principle of national treatment. Point number two, or principle number two, is principle of automatic protection, and point number three, or principle number three, is principle of independence of protection. Fine. This also provides for moral rights, that is the right to claim authorship of the work and the right to object to any mutilation, deformation, or other modification of or other derogatory action in relation to the work that would be prejudicial to the author's honor. That means to keep right the author's honor, all these things are done. Fine. Okay. The next one is Madrid Convention. Okay, Madrid is the capital of Spain. It is a primary international system for facilitating the registration of trademarks in multiple jurisdictions around the world. It was concluded in 1891. It does not create a unified registration as in the case of the European trademark system. Just remember this, friends. कि Madrid Convention does not create a unified registration as in the case of the European trademark system. It means Madrid Convention creates a bundle of national rights through an international registration able to be administered centrally. Okay, that means this is the difference actually. Okay, so Madrid Convention creates a bundle of national rights through an international registration able to be administered centrally. Fine. Now, GATT or GATT. It is General Agreement on Tariff and Trade. Fine. This covers international trade in goods. It is signed in 1947 by 23 countries. It minimizes barriers to international trade by eliminating or reducing quotas, tariffs and subsidies. GATT was intended to boost economic recovery. GATT was intended to boost economic recovery after World War II. GATT or GATT negotiation in 1986 up to 1994, it is famously known as Uruguay round, including 123 countries. Actually, this time period is the we can say birth time, or we can say this is the region of birth of trims like some international we can say bodies. Okay. Okay then, friends, please go through all these treaties and try to remember the main points. Okay, friends. Okay. Finally, thank you all, my dear friends, for watching my video and listening to me carefully. Friends, please go through all the slides, and if you have any queries, any compliments, please put them down in my comment box. Your comments, your compliments inspires me a lot, friends. Please like, share and subscribe my channel. And also, friends, I will be ready with another significant video very soon. Till then, take care of yourselves, be healthy. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.